I definitely had to make this video. You won't see, I don't think you'll see any part of me in this video because they'll put together, I am putting together clips so you could understand what's going on. These three individuals that I'll be describing in this video, you all support them a lot. They get highly paid from putting out content. Notice, this person talking to you puts out content and I'm not paid by anybody. Meaning that there's nobody backing me, and furthermore, my content points fingers at everybody doing wrong in Trinidad and Tobago. So hearing this made me laugh, because definitely it seems, I repeat, it seems like living in a nutshell, not in a shell, in a nutshell is a hell of a thing. No, people criticize people. And just as Jimmy Kimmel is being criticized by a lot of people, and they realize he's right, there's something called approval ratings. And just like that song came in there just now, it's a heightened alert to show who's paying attention. And clearly you're not paying attention. So when you got victimized this Saturday night, you need to understand it was a pointed attack by somebody in close proximity to you. And that highlights something also. It's called painting narratives. And that's the topic of this video. You see, deleting information is why my previous video has 90,000 views, because the two media houses are controlled. Let us begin.
A few moments later.
This motherfuckers is what I was talking about. It has no few minutes later, it has right motherfucking now. Remember Roger Cowell singing Forest Porsche? How did Roger Cowell sing know that Forrest was selling his Cayenne Porsche SUV? Did Forrest advertise in the classified ads? How did Forrest know that Roger was interested in buying that vehicle? Who negotiated the price? Al Rawi said the $4 million he was paying Cowell Singh for legal fees was money that was owed for work done under the UNC. Was he making these payments around the time of the sale of the vehicle so that Roger was taking with his right hand but giving back with his left hand? How come? How motherfucking come the vehicle wasn't transferred and the certified copy remains in the name of Al Rawi? Didn't the new owner obtain a certified copy to ensure that he was a new registered owner? Since 2019 to the present, and neither party realized that that vehicle is still in Forrest's name, isn't the correct procedure in the law in both the vendor and the purchaser must attend licensing office in person to effect the transfer so that the records can be updated? And doesn't the purchaser invariably request a new certified copy to ensure that his name is reflected as a new owner so that he can ensure the vehicle in his own name and keep for his records? Fucking bullshit. Motherfucking bullshit. Which one shocks you more? This motherfucker's face who looks like Jerry Lewis in this picture, or this certified copy? You see, these are the things I was talking about and some people tend to forget. And you trust the DPP, right? And you trust the Chief Justice, right? People are not observing, or people purposely put their heads in the sand when people bullying their secretaries and knowing things.
People can't tell the difference between hate speech and speech they hate.
This, as a member of the Yellow Party does say about this individual, if Small Pin could actually look at my video and bring out this on the Chinese holiday, which is 10/10, who am I to not reprimand a fellow content creator who makes a lot of content nearly on a daily basis, that isn't looking at other content creators and now realizing, what one of the other creators that you're not looking at is speaking the truth. And you know, I could more than likely say that Small Pin, aka Mr. Stuart Young, looked at my video. Look at this. The man who they claim was the third highest richest man, maybe in about 2011 or 2012, is who with the Yellow Party right now. He's not a fucking lion. But somehow he has that nickname of being a lion. How much cash you really hoard of the old currency and became a multi-millionaire? I'm waiting for that question to be answered. The reason I'm saying that is because being disrespectful and contracts is not a strange thing in Trinidad and Tobago history right now. So when you get contracts awarded to you, what has happened? What definitely happens? You become a quiet millionaire and you start fucking up people who are Trinidad and Tobago's nationals. But check this.
Look up on the stage, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's the innocent crew, ain't a damn thing changed too. Who's next on the DJ train? Come in, copper, and drive them insane.
Another one.
Have it home, if all you might be able to use it. Stock up, because shit going on happen, and it going on happen soon. So Trinidad and Tobago, think on that and have a wonderful day. Bye. Trinidad and Tobago, a pleasant good day. Now I want you all to look at this video and we'll come back and discuss it.
You see my budget? Hey boy, come on, stop coming in the way. Come on, stop coming in the way. You see the water? Yes, Air Force, right?
Now, this plane is a U.S. Air Force Boeing C-17A Globemaster III aircraft. And this landed in Piaco Airport this morning, October 9th. Now, it is also
replacement no matter how short. Well, you can hear it just now, that's hold on. Let me ask you something. There was a major bust in the quarry in Manuel. Quite well. The police continue to do quite well, and we always try to. They were surveilling for a year. Is that normal to look at something for a year, let illegal things happen for a year, and we then surveil things for 3 years? And then how did that work? The same way it worked yesterday. So what is the next step for them? The next step? In terms of what happens to the quarry, That is for police. The police will decide what next. As you're talking about policing, should they really resign as a minister while his case is pending? No, well, what I can tell you is I realize that the tourist minister of national security knows that. The one that lets keep all the press conference for all the time now, anyways. But what about it? Yeah? What about it? I want to send something from you. I'll give it if I give you? Sure. Tell him he like lefty, only selling air. Look.
Yo, so I'm making this part of the video for a reason. Because Rambles, as in Trini Rambles, aka Trini Driver 47, was saying that he has an issue with certain parts of the media omitting and making stuff disappear, as in 404, content not available anymore. This is happening frequently in regards to many things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm doing this to show him that definitely his eyes were not open for a long time because of things that are transpiring in his tower, meaning that he's making his own content and not looking around. Now, Omi in a Hellcat, musical artist is what he's quoted as here, Bill Omar Corasquillo, born September 6, 1986. Ooh, dude is younger than me. Anyway, stylized in all caps, Omni in the Hellcat, is an American YouTuber sentenced to 5.5 years in prison and fined $30 million on charges of conspiracy, contract infringement, fraud, money laundering, and tax evasion over a cable. This is a scheme that he had, which party was distributing cable all over the United States and having better deals than the companies themselves. But this is not the story that we're doing. I'm doing this to show you something. This story was settled down, meaning that they didn't want people to know that the investigation was going on while he was squandering. So look at this. These interesting individuals, the one on the bottom, I never really did an investigation on him. But the one on top, Trinidad and Tobago, remember what happened in Tobago itself, when somebody was definitely drunk until they cursed police officers and got arrested? Will you go on the internet and see any information about that anywhere? This is why I'm making this video, to highlight certain things that are usually suppressed, omitted, not seen anymore. Because this is how Trinidad and Tobago works when you have your hands under the table in media houses. So with that being said, look at how rosy and nice he looks. He doesn't look like he has $34 million in any brown paper bags hanging out on any basketball courts, does he? But you will not hear about a certain GML member of staff that was taking his wife, making videos and eating pussy. Sorry, my bad. Talking bad of the married man's woman and saying this is my woman in public. You won't see any of that, won't you? Other than that also, when you're a disgraced minister, you pay others in a murder plot to make sure that a disc jockey gets murdered. And the individual who has, as in claimed, or let's say as the gay man says with the white glasses, alleged that you paid individuals of a certain faith, as in religion, to murder this jockey. You will not see any of that on the internet in regards to this man. So the man on the right side of the picture, who's known as the second biggest bully in Trinidad and Tobago, was reprimanded recently by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar in regards to statements being made in us being protected with nuclear protection if somebody only touch we, as his own words said. Now let's move right along. These three individuals have an interesting backstory that is coming later on in the video. Bear in mind, look how honest the guy who is the chronic alcoholic and shooting at the mouth with doubles and coffee looks in this picture. Now, how it is that since the beginning of the year, while I was incarcerated, there were things happening and people weren't talking about it in the general public. But when all of a sudden there was everything leading up to elections in fact I should say, certain people got boisterous, certain people started to lose sleep, certain other individuals who were not acting as police officers at the point in time were visiting Muslims inside a MSP. Do you all remember that? Or did you all only hear about that during October and September of 2025, when he officially visited that Muslim on January the 15th of 2025? Interesting. So, Trini driver, I wanted to take notice of this. There are things happening around you that you weren't noticing. And my independent reporting is different from the three individuals that seem to have a very big market share in people liking their post, but not doing research, just as all three individuals do. Because I heard you rightfully say you go over hours, sometimes reading for minutes, sometimes reading for hours to do your research. So what am I with my big brain? That's all I'll say about that. Moving right along to our next story. This is interesting. You know why I'm saying that? You see, there's a lot of people that got their degrees from Arthur Lockjack School. A lot of HR managers, a lot of bachelor holders, a lot of associate degrees, a lot of people who are egotistical in the general public right now. You know why I'm highlighting that, guy? There's some situations going on right now. There's a high court master I respect with a passion, but there's an interesting lady, a very interesting lady. Let's just say her last name is Thomas. Let's just say one of her names is D. Leon. She's the HR manager for Associated Brands. There's something repeatedly going on. When a company has a law firm, listen to this, a law firm, that's one. But when a company has an entire law college and they have professors that are protecting individuals, what could you say? So if you have an HR problem and you go to HR and no emails get to somebody else, isn't that the same point like what Driver is talking about? Things happen to disappear and never reappear again. So Miss Judy Hosine, I don't know if you really know who I am, but you will definitely get to know. Because trust me, Mr. Lockjack is a very nice person, and his son took over now. And now I'm waiting peacefully because there's somebody that you all are treating like a piece of shit, working in the company for more than 14 years. Let it be known, injustices will be heard, whether public or behind closed doors. Right. Explaining this just to trainee driver because he really pissed me off with his post this evening. Because I cannot understand for the life of me, with all the knowledge that you have, you didn't see how narrative pushing and making things disappear, like if Mumford was there, was happening for years. Right. This is another thing. Now, Caribbean Climate Smart Accelerator Inc. and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Caribbean, ICAC, have signed a memorandum of understanding to advance the climate smart transportation across the region. You know why this is in my sequence of things right now? Do you know when you're covering up money, especially for ministers, you need a chartered accountant? Right. Isn't that another way of making things disappear, trainee driver? Isn't that another way to make sure that certain former government ministers, who definitely I know you align yourself with at times, even though you were criticizing them, wouldn't want certain things to come out in the public? And so there's a man on radio who's a chartered accountant, very loved individual, has a very nice show every Wednesday morning making people laugh. Furthermore, he knows multiple accountants. At this point in time, let me just big up somebody. Hey, hello, good afternoon or morning or evening, whatever time you're watching this. Big up Charlo. Big up Krishna. Also big up Nicholas. Yes, the one who does have the pot belly and the red head. That one. Also big up Anthony. Yes, that one also. I'm not even calling their last names because it's going to touch a sensitive nerve, because you realize so far all the thumbnails have been coming from CNC3 television, controllers of narratives. Right, let's get to this point now. 2 government ministers are denying that the recent reassignment of cabinet responsibilities delayed or complicated the announcement of the 2026 national budget date. You see, plausible denial is something very interesting. And at this point, I'm going to play some footage of an interesting conversation with a young man who was blocking for his boyfriend, which happens to be one of these individuals here. This seems to be the reason why TikTok is making sure that I repeat, do not have any audio in my video. So henceforth, this is me doing a voiceover manually. The reason I'm doing this is because I highlighted some things in this video. Now, some of my followers told me that they were hearing the audio before I deleted it. The video is officially 24 minutes long. Very intellectual, very thought-provoking, and very much inspired by intelligence that it has. So the video beyond that, as in the one I'm commenting on right now, what this is an interesting boyfriend of one of the individuals. And I can say that wholeheartedly, because when I realized the stupidity that he was coming with, he made out himself. Now, TikTok is very interesting. For a few years, not months, not weeks, I have audio on a column inward video, which but I had 36,000, I believe, views. I never got it back. Now, using somebody's music is different to your own audio. But my video, I did not know I had audio from somebody else in that video. In regards to this, with this interesting individual who tried to virtue signal, I hope you all were reading while I'm speaking. Yes, it's very important. Now, his name is Lance Mishima. When you click on his profile, it has no pictures, no reels, no videos, just his name. And it has something called virtue signaling that usually happens when somebody is trying to protect somebody's interests. Now, it's very important that you observe all that what was transpiring. Now, back to our video. Mr. Smooth. Mr. Smooth died in MSP when I was in GGP. Notice they never informed me of anything. Now this one happened, and this one the public knew about quickly. Don't you find that's a rapid change compared to what happened? This, I can't say if this happened on Tuesday or on Wednesday, but today is Friday. It's very interesting, I must admit. You see, hiding and omitting things from the public is how a lot of things are happening. And for the exact past 2 weeks, because today is the 10th, what has been happening, they have been hiding things that have been going on. For instance, the night of the 7 murders, most people only knew all the information after the fact. And trust me, that old man from C-Trace, Bagatelle de Martin, he only got back his phone that afternoon, and somebody put him in place to make him look definitely as a message to somebody else who they're warring with. Very insulting indeed. But still, nevertheless, this is another form of deflection. Right. And this is interesting. So tell me, how much times have you searched for anything dealing with Mr. Kawal Singh and Faris's Porsche issue and found nothing? The rabbit hole continues. Yes, Forte was held, but how much people did you see in everything exactly 2 days later? 40 people held in a quarry could never be 19. Wasn't it 40? Yes, let's look at this now. 19 people, including a company director, are expected to be questioned after they were detained during a major police raid on illegal quarrying site along Tumpuna Road, South Arima, early yesterday. Oh, yes, things they have to confess. Yo, it's interesting and more interesting. Now, as I rightfully told you, you see this name you see in here? I had to ask the question, since it's 3 illegal quarries, or multiple quarries that have up the road, where is Mr. Rohan Sinanan? So, being that this person on Facebook asked this question, he have a stroke and lockjaw now. So I had to definitely observe this conversation very well. So the voice Banton was right about this demon's manipulation and manifestation of oppression when he posted the viral video on December 14th, 2024. You know what video that is? That's the video which part I have 87,000 views just before I was incarcerated. Coincidence? I fucking think not.
No feel like so no can give man no talk on ends and walk with so. Nah man, not turn your back give a man, you don't have no head back. See that? How you feel like so you can come for man and can leg any piece of chat. Yeah man, make sure you're strapped. I come again. Yeah, you feel haunted pussy, started pussy. Look like you see your coffee when you love pussy. Haunted fussy, pop it up fussy.
The Father lift up, cause he made me strong. He put the food on my table, yes, and in my heart his song. Oh, Jah, I